Well, my portfolio recently went viral for whatever I've done to my portfolio, and I did some crazy shit with it. I literally wrote 900 blog posts, and most of it was automated by Notion, while the other cool things I added, like the games, the memory game, and the books library, digital library for the books I read, and the setup table, a lot of cool shit that I added to my portfolio. And the video I did back then, I only had like 300 viewers, visitors in like a month. And now we're at like 400 or 500 now. So if you look at the stats here, the all-time stats is now at 3,000. And in just the last 30 days, we're at 500. Holy shit. And we have like a number of people looking at my blog posts as well. Pretty cool. But my point of this video is to show you how I did this integration into Notion here. So all of the blog posts came from my Notion page, where I literally automate this with the Notion custom agents. Back then, it was free, and I've already written 900 blog posts. That's so insane. And I'm still writing here and there, but like it's not as crazy as what I did back then with like the free Notion custom agents, because now it's out of the free period now and you have to pay for it. But definitely there's still value. Let's say like this one that I just wrote, where like the paywall where people actually convert, and I can just basically publish it and it will just show up on the website now. And I have like some autofills here. I did cover this on my previous Notion video, where it will actually use the built-in Notion $20 plan to autofill these fills for you. So you just look at the content, you can see like it's now tagged by default. It's just doing it automatically using the built-in Notion AI here. So that's pretty cool. But if you were to go to add on to like searching the workspace and having web search integration, that will be part of, well, you can select the model as well. That will be part of like the paid Notion credits plan, which you can buy at a cost of, it comes with 300 free credits now. Holy shit, I didn't know that. But you can top up at like $10 per 1,000. So I guess they did hear whatever I said to like come up with like some built-in free credits per month. I guess that's pretty cool. I wouldn't complain like 300 free credits for that. That'll be useful if you were to use like the cheap models for some of the use cases here. If you are interested to how I use the custom agents, you can check out my previous video on that. But yeah, I literally wrote like 900 blog posts so far, and that's literally plugged into my website here. And I will leave the link in the description as well. This is integrated into Notion via the Notion API. And they recently added markdown support as well. So it used to be like, I believe it was like a Notion, you can retrieve a page as a markdown now. So this is pretty cool. It used to be a block-based API. So you get blocks like that in a JSON format. Now you can actually get it in markdown, which is pretty cool, which you can literally render it directly in the page itself, just like that. So that's pretty cool. So if you look at what this post is against what I have in here in my Notion database, well, it's exactly that. If you compare it, it's literally exactly what you see here, which is pretty cool. And if you want the code for it, my entire website is open source as well. You can find it on GitHub. Even if you go to my homepage here, you should be able to find the link somewhere at the bottom. But I don't know why is it not appearing here. It's on GitHub. So it's called Portfolio Decks, because I had a bunch of different variations of my past portfolios as well. This is called Codename Decks, and it's fully open source. And I already have 300 commits on a damn portfolio. So that's a lot of work that has gone into it. And I think the Notion integration is really insane, man. The fact that I can literally just use Notion as my CMS here, it's so insane. Even like the hover effect, the spotlight here, when you just hover over it and you scroll, it's so cool, man. I've put so much effort into this. You can do like a filter here as well with like the text and stuff. Like a very detailed drill down. And you can even look at the detailed, how many posts were there in like the different days and stuff. This is so cool, man. So I literally used the Notion API as my integration into Notion to pull up the data, what I have in my database here, to render it in my website. So basically I use Next.js as my front-end framework. Again, the code is all open source. You can use it as a reference. And the database, well, I need to prefix like how all of it is the attributes of all the different columns and stuff, so that I can directly bind it to what I'm going to filter that in the code itself. So that's how it retrieved the status, the title, and the author for that. But like the author is not there anymore. This is like an outdated field that I already removed. So basically just install the Notion package, the SDK that's built into the Node ecosystem, and then you can just query it like that based on the status and just convert it into renderable content. This was back when it was still on the blocks API. And now you don't even need this step anymore. And just deploy it on Vercel. Well, I did like a caching mechanism because I don't want people to keep refreshing the page and it will just keep fetching the API, which doesn't make any sense because it will just incur a lot of cost on the Vercel end because I'm still on a free plan. Even with doing that, I'm still like, even on the free plan, I have already used up 50%, and this is like what? 4 June. I don't know when like it resets also, but like, holy shit, this was like 2 hours ago, and the built-in I think this is like incremental static regenerations or something like that. But it definitely has something to do with like the block regenerations, and it already has used up 50% of it. And I keep receiving these notifications as well. Like this one, I used up 300%, and they didn't even stop my usage. They kept saying they was upgrade now to avoid service disruption, but like the free tier, they didn't even stop my website from being visible still. Like they didn't drop the website from their servers. So I guess it's pretty generous. And so what it does, no matter how much you refresh a page, it's going to use the Next.js caching that's built into Next.js by default. And it will use that as a reference. It's going to cache it on the server side. And no matter who visits the page, it will just render back the same content to all of the users at the same time. So, which is why the post that we just published won't necessarily appear here as well. It's literally not here yet. If I refresh, yeah, it's still not here yet. I think, if I'm not wrong, I set it to like 5 minutes or 1 hour because like the 60 seconds here was like the outdated one. That's not enough, essentially. It's still not caching it aggressively enough to avoid pulling up a lot of usage on the Notion API. And there is a limit as well, a rate limit on the Notion API that you can keep calling it. You can't keep calling it. I'm not sure if that the amount is made public anywhere, but there is a request limit here. There is limits for like different stuff, but it's not exactly how many, well, it doesn't say like how many requests you can make every so often. So there is indeed a limit, and I've hit the limit quite often, which is why I resorted to, I think, either 5 minutes or an hour, which is why this part is actually very important because you don't want people to keep refreshing and it will just keep calling the API as well. And it's being cached at the server side. So things with like the images as well, this is important because they store the images on their S3 server, which has an expiry time. So I did that by doing a proxy with their, so I did sort of like a proxy like that in my Notion API route that will essentially check whether the image that's being retrieved is actually found or not. If not, it will just retrieve the link from Notion and then return that URL instead of the expired URL. So this is kind of a workaround for this, but I don't think it works perfectly as well. And I use it for a bunch of different things as well, not just block. If you look at my projects here, this is all from Notion as well. And I think it literally just fetched the node. Well, it literally went through like the proxy there and got the latest images from Notion S3 servers. So you can see all of this are from Notion as well. If we open it from in a new tab, well, I can't find the image from here. I guess I have to, if I go in and I open new image in a new tab, you can see that it's actually part of their Notion S3 here. It's part of their, but it doesn't look like there is an identifier here for the organization or something. But it's definitely signed and there is like an expiry date for it. So there's a token. So if it indeed expired for those people who are retrieving the cache versions of the website, it will essentially just proxy it and return the correct version, like the latest one with a new link that's not expired, basically a fresh one. So a lot of it, like even the games itself, is essentially like a wrapper around this. And like even the books as well. Well, the books one is not, but the setup one is from Notion. So all of this with like the filters and stuff, all of it. All the filtering is done through the Notion API as well, which is very cool. But I think the filtering at here is actually done at the client side, not at the Notion side anymore. If we were to cache everything, then it doesn't really make sense for every request to be cached as a filter. So it makes more sense to cache the entire pool of records from the database, and then we filter it client side. Well, this is where this literally just translates to whatever we have here. So this is also using the Notion databases through the API as well. And if you look at the projects, which is here, I have a dashboard for that as well. And literally everything is here. You can see even the images as well, the logos and stuff. It's literally all put from there. The logos, the text, the descriptions, like this one here, even the badges, you can see like here, it directly translates to whatever we have here. That's the insane part about using Notion as a backend. Nobody else does this. I think I'm like one of the first few people, in fact, if not like the first people to do this way of using Notion as a backend. What is good about using Notion as a backend is that I can automate my blog posts. So I covered this in my previous video as well. I just literally just put up random thoughts and I will just convert it into a nice blog post with references and stuff. So they will anchor like real facts out there and make a blog post out of it. What is good about using Notion is the Notion AI itself. So let's say I want to actually change something here. Add on the Cloudflare capture as well, not just the Google capture. And it will just do that. It will look up references of the Cloudflare capture, how they do it. And this one is talking about specifically the Google one. So I guess now it's gonna look up the web for what is gonna be the Cloudflare side of doing captures and integrate that into what we have here into the blog post. That's the insane part about this. And it's all integrated here, and it will just automatically publish. Whatever it changes here, it will just reflect on the website here once the cache invalidates. That's the coolest part about using Notion as a backend, that nobody realizes how insane this is. Okay, it has literally already done that, and I'm using the best model as well, Opus 4.8. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos as well, it's unlimited. There's literally no limits to this. It's unlimited. That's the insane part about this. I literally wrote 900 blog posts and I only spent like $5 on that because I'm grandfathered into the original plan before they changed it to the $20 AI plan. So I'm literally just paying $5 for the best models out there. And you can see that they literally integrated in the post. Let's see the changes. Okay, Cloudflare, and even add the references as well. That's insane. Well, I'm already in the blog post here. And you can see that it's not here yet. Even if I refresh, it's still returning like the old version, which is showing that the cache is actually working. It's still not doing it, man. Even I did a hard refresh because it's cached on the server side. So it's not going to invalidate it until like a while later. It's right now 0.9, 10, and 11. It's still on 8. So I guess this will update by the time this video comes out. So let me know what you think. My portfolio is entirely open source. I'll leave all the links in the description as well. Let me know if you're going to try this out and use Notion as your backend. This is, well, it's pretty insane. I just thought of this a while back and I've been using it for literally everything. Even my startups blogs, I'm all using this as well. And I literally have an automated SEO blog generation, well, literally automated SEO, fully automated now using Notion.